Vamos. That game was fantastic. Started a little weird for Barca's side. I took a few notes during the game, but first off, I just want to say thank you, great job to our away fans. When I kept hearing that, for especially in the second half, majority of the second half, our away fans did fantastic. I was singing along with all the chants and everything like that, and truly, great job. First and foremost, you guys definitely uh, showed out, and yeah, very proud of you. Very, I think that was the definition of a Champions League game. In the beginning, it was very weird seeing Barcelona. That's the first time that I've seen a team press us. Very good. I think they did fantastic on the pressing. They had we were making bad passes. They got a lot of chances from that. Joan Garcia was a little shaky in the beginning with those passes, but I think after the first 20 to 30 minutes, I think the game started getting into a rhythm that we like. Especially that, I mean, you can't press for with that intensity for that long. Um, they kept Newcastle. I think they did a great job attacking on the sides, attacking Gerard Martin, especially with Elanga. I think they definitely did. They're very effective when it came to that, and with the pressing, they kind of took our mid out of the game, and the game completely changed once our mid began to control the game. Uh, Tonali and that mid, I think they did great for the first 30, for really first half. I think they did good. Guimaraes, I don't think he was there today. But yeah, once the intensity of the press started to slow down, that's whenever the game was kind of ours, if I'm being honest. But Joan Garcia, I'm so happy with that signing. That I think is, I mean, very recency bias, but I think that's probably one of our best signings in quite a bit of time. Uh, yeah, he has been our player of the year so far in the beginning of the season. Kunde did fantastic, locking that down on the right side. I can't really complain about Kunde. Gerard Martin, again, Elanga and Newcastle was attacking that side and him quite a bit in the first 20 to 30 minutes. But after that, I feel like he did a great job improving during the game. Yeah, gradually improving. He was making good blocks. He was covering well, and he started here, and then yeah, throughout the game, he elevated his game against Elanga, which is a great opposition, and truly that was one of the concerns I had during the game or before the game. But I think he did great for the task at hand. Um, One of the things that I predicted was going to be the set pieces. Newcastle is a tall team, and I mean our defenders are not short, but they're not that same height. So I think that especially with based on historical performances, and analysis, that has been one of the weaknesses. I mean, Dumfries last year in the semifinal, that hurt us. Today, they did fantastic in the set pieces, in the corners, and again, that was my biggest concern when it came to this game. And Araujo, Christensen, Guarci, Gunde, truly phenomenal. Frankie, I think, was one of the best players on the field, especially after coming back from injury. I mean, playing the whole game, I think that only a midfield of that caliber can come back from injury and then play at that level. Pedri, the best midfielder in the world. Once we finally got control of the game, especially in the midfield, Pedri and Frankie controlled it. Again, Tonali and that mid did good, but they were just outclassed, if I'm being honest. This was Rashford's best game of the season, I think. Trippier did better than I thought he would against Rashford, but Rashford still had some moments where he did cook Trippier. But I think that connection between him, Lewa, and Rafinha, I think obviously very early in the season, and I mean, Rashford didn't come from the La Masia or anything like that, but I think there was a few times where if he could have just looked up and seen Rashford or Rafinha, that I feel like they could have connected in the middle of the box and hopefully scored. But I mean, great cross by Kunde with his weaker foot also. I think Lewa did a great job drawing the defender off of him, off of Rashford, so he could have that kind of open header. Great job on finishing that, and then golazo from Rashford on the second one. Oof. Yeah, Denver gave that away to Rashford, and I mean, Tonali was there. He did the best he could, and truly not really. I don't think anyone could have defended that. If I'm being honest, that was more. That's not so much on Tonali and the defense. That was more so on the masterclass of what Rashford did with that shot. Rafinha, I think he did good. Not what we're used to, but I mean, he's out of position, especially with Lamine out. I think out of all the players, he was kind of the quieter one, if I'm being honest. But I mean, it's because he was out of position. But I think he still played a good game. Not great, not bad, just kind of right in the middle. It will be interesting to see if we go with that lineup again against Paris, and then I wouldn't like Rafinha against that defense, but that's for another video. The subs brought the energy. They definitely brought the energy. Casado, Ferran, Dani Olmo, Eric, they brought the energy, and yeah, they brought the energy, especially with the pressing on Newcastle. I think they did very good when it came to that. Newcastle cannot finish this year. I think that's probably their biggest weakness. They had quite a bit of opportunities when it came to that game, but they just could not finish. Thankfully for Barcelona, but they could have definitely scored a few, but also Juan Garcia, he fantastic player. I think it was a mixture of how good Juan Garcia is, but also that Newcastle can finish. That has been probably their main issue in the beginning of the Premier League season. If they improve that, I think they have quality to go far. I think they can probably be even a dark horse in the Champions League. I'm super happy with how we ended the game in extra time after Newcastle scored that goal. I don't know. I think I have PTSD from the semifinal in Milan last year, but I think when it came to that to last year, I mean, we attacked way too much and then didn't really control the game. I think our style has been, even though it doesn't matter what the score is, we're still going to attack. But I think in this game specifically, we showed a little bit more of maturity of let's not be too risky. Let's be, again, just mature and control the game. Draw a timeout whenever we can. You can see that the Newcastle fans were livid when it came to that. Elanga was, I think, very good on the attacking. I think he was their biggest weapon today. Again, Trippier did much better than I thought he would against Rashford. I didn't really think Livramento played that well, if I'm being honest. Even with Rafinha out of position, I think that was Livramento's worst game of the season. Tonali, Joelinton, they played well. They played with the intensity. And that press that everyone did. Anthony Gordon did fantastic on the press. And truly, I think, the mid, I think they had a pretty solid game for Newcastle. Bruno, again, I'm going to repeat that again. I don't think he had that great of a game. I think he was kind of missing, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I'm overall happy with Barca's performance, especially in the second half, and how, even though we tend to do this in most of the games, we don't really start well in the game, but we're kind of feeling out what the team is going to bring to us. And then last year and previous years, we tended to allow early goals, and that would set us back in the game. But I think it was a positive today, not allowing Newcastle to score, and especially at St. James's Park, where it's a very difficult stadium to play at, very intense atmosphere, and I think the players responded fantastic when it came to that. So overall, I think it was a great Champions League game. That's what you would hope for a Champions League game. Yes, outside of all the goals and everything like that, I think this was just a solid game and tough game for both teams. So yeah, Vamossss. It's a great start to the season, and yeah, let me know what you think. And next game is against Getafe at home. So yeah, let's see how it goes. But for right now, let's enjoy and yeah, Visca Barça, and you guys have a good one. Like and subscribe, and let me know what you guys want to see more. Let me know what you guys thought about the game. And yeah. Peace.